Welcome to Royal Secret. Queen Mary, standing regally in a stunning silk gown under the Danish sun, expected speeches, toasts, and polite applause. What she didn't expect was a confession from her husband that would stop time, warm hearts across the nation, and leave even seasoned royal watchers speechless. With cameras flashing and the whole of Denmark watching, King Frederik, the quiet, often reserved monarch, walked up to the microphone, turned toward his wife and said words that would echo through royal history forever. "Mary, you are the love of my heart. The moment I set my eyes on you, I found love." And just like that, centuries of royal tradition faded for a moment. What remained was a raw, genuine, human truth. Love, real love, not arranged, not rehearsed. Just one man declaring his heart to the woman who changed his life. What led to this moment? And why now? Today, we unravel the secret story behind the royal romance that stunned a nation and brought a queen to tears. It all began at a private celebration tucked away in the historic halls of Amalienborg Palace. While the event was meant to be a celebration of culture and duty, one more function in a royal calendar packed with appearances, it transformed into something far more intimate. Queen Mary had just delivered a speech honoring Danish charities when the room quieted. King Frederik, calm but visibly emotional, stepped forward. He was expected to offer closing remarks. Instead, he paused and looked straight at his wife. A silence filled the room, brief but heavy. Courtiers, diplomats, royal aides, and even reporters leaned forward. And then he spoke. "Mary, you are the love of my heart. The moment I set my eyes on you, I found love." But most striking of all, Queen Mary's face. A flicker of surprise, then the unmistakable shimmer of tears. In that brief, unscripted moment, King Frederik pulled back the curtain of royal formality, and gave the world something it rarely sees, a monarch publicly baring his soul. To understand why this moment was so powerful, we must return to where it all began, back to the year 2000. The Sydney Olympics, a bar in Darling Harbour, a Danish prince, an Australian advertising executive. Their meeting was pure chance. Their chemistry, immediate. Mary Donaldson had no idea who the handsome, soft-spoken man was. To her, he was just Fred. No titles, no expectations, just a man with kind eyes and a curious mind. What followed was the kind of love story fairy tales envy. Late-night calls between Copenhagen and Sydney. Secret visits, letters, and a shared desire to defy the odds, because royal life wasn't Mary's world. She was a modern, self-made woman. A daughter of Tasmania, a professional in high heels, not glass slippers. But love doesn't ask permission. And neither did they. By 2003, their engagement stunned the world. Some doubted it, some cheered it, but what no one could deny was the authenticity between them. On May 14, 2004, Mary Donaldson became Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mary of Denmark in a spectacular wedding at Copenhagen Cathedral. But more importantly, she became Frederik's partner, equal, and emotional anchor. As Queen Mary stepped into her royal role, she didn't just wear tiaras and attend galas. She rolled up her sleeves. From promoting mental health to fighting domestic violence, from championing women's rights to supporting children's welfare, Mary became not just a royal figure, but a working symbol of progress. And Frederik, he stood by her, always quietly, always steadily. Unlike some royal couples in history where the spotlight divided them, Mary and Frederik used it to illuminate each other. They weren't just royal spouses. They were teammates. They raised 4 children. Prince Christian, Princess Isabella, and twins Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine. And together, they built a reputation as a family deeply committed to service and authenticity. But it was always Mary who was the heart of the family. And perhaps that's why, on this unexpected day, King Frederik needed the world to hear it from him. Danish royalty is known for its restraint, its dignity. Public displays of affection are rare. Emotion is contained, even in times of joy or grief. So when King Frederik declared his love so openly, it was not only uncharacteristic, it was revolutionary. Royal biographers have long described Frederik as the more introspective of Queen Margrethe's sons. A man who battled anxiety, identity, and the pressures of monarchy in his youth. A man who often felt like he was living in a glass box, under constant scrutiny. Mary changed that. Friends say she gave him stability, family, and freedom to be himself. This moment, then, wasn't about protocol. It was about recognition, not just of their shared past, but of her impact on his life. Mary, you are the love of my heart. The moment I set my eyes on you I found love. 8 seconds, 8 words, but in those words, years of devotion, admiration, and deep emotional gratitude. As the room erupted into applause, Queen Mary did something equally powerful. She stepped forward, took her husband's hand, and whispered something back, something only he heard. Her eyes glistened, not with the tears of a monarch, but with the raw emotion of a woman reminded that love, even after decades, can still surprise. She later told a palace aide privately, "It caught me completely off guard, but it reminded me of the beginning." That's the thing about royalty, we often forget they are human. That beneath the gowns, crowns, and centuries of tradition, beat hearts that long for love, reassurance, and intimacy just like ours. And in that moment, Queen Mary wasn't just Denmark's queen. She was a woman whose husband reminded her, and the world, of something so often lost in royal life: vulnerability. The news spread like wildfire. Within hours of King Frederik's heartfelt declaration, Danish media had picked up the story with headlines like, "King Frederik declares love in surprise tribute to Queen Mary." Cheers in the palace. The royal moment that stunned Denmark. The king's heart belongs to Mary. A nation swoons, but it didn't stop at Denmark's borders. In Australia, Mary's homeland, the story hit the front pages. Our Mary. Danish king's touching tribute moves Queen to tears. The Sydney Morning Herald from Hobart to her heart. King Frederik's message sends Australia into a frenzy. Australians felt a special ownership of this royal moment. After all, Queen Mary is their greatest fairy tale export, proof that an ordinary citizen can rise to royal greatness not through birthright, but through authenticity, poise, and, above all, love. News anchors in Europe and beyond played the video clip repeatedly. The audio of King Frederik's voice, slightly breaking, filled with emotion, was looped across social media. TikTok edits romanticized the scene. Instagram Reels romanticized the gesture. And royal watchers on YouTube couldn't stop talking about it. Some clips went viral with captions like, "Modern monarchy at its most beautiful." "Find someone who speaks about you like King Frederik speaks about Queen Mary." The world didn't just witness a moment. It felt it. What made this moment so powerful, so moving, was how rare it was. In an era where royal families walk a tightrope between tradition and transparency, few monarchs allow their emotions to be seen, let alone shared. But King Frederik's declaration didn't feel like a PR stunt or a palace-approved statement. It felt spontaneous, vulnerable, human. This moment stood in sharp contrast to other royal couples. While Prince William and Princess Catherine of the United Kingdom are celebrated for their teamwork and discipline, they rarely show public affection beyond a knowing glance or shared laugh. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, on the other hand, have embraced the language of emotion. From Oprah interviews to Netflix documentaries, they've made headlines for breaking royal silence, but often amid controversy and conflict. But Frederik and Mary, they've struck a different balance. They're modern, but grounded. Affectionate, but measured. They don't seek attention, but when it comes, they wear it with grace. And now, with this intimate moment, King Frederik may have set a new royal standard, that love, even behind palace walls, deserves to be spoken out loud. The Danish public, known for their pragmatic approach to monarchy, reacted with unexpected emotion. On social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, hashtags like Kærlighedskonge, King of Love, began trending. Messages of support flooded the royal house of Denmark's official Instagram. "This is why we love our royals. Real people, real love." He finally said what we've always known. Mary is his anchor. Can we have this moment on replay every Valentine's Day? Our queen deserves every word. Even those typically critical of the monarchy softened. Danish tabloids, which usually focus on protocol breaches and royal fashion, pivoted to analyzing the emotional weight of Frederik's words. Psychologists were invited on morning talk shows to dissect the impact of public vulnerability among high-profile men. Feminist columnists applauded Frederik for redefining masculinity. Relationship experts called it a blueprint moment for modern love. In classrooms, teachers played the video as part of discussions about love, leadership, and expression. In nursing homes, Elderly Danes, many of whom remember Queen Margrethe's early reign, shed tears watching a king share his heart so openly. One 92-year-old royal supporter told DR News, "I've followed the monarchy all my life. I've never seen anything like this. It made me believe in love again." To some close to the royal family, the surprise moment wasn't quite so surprising. In interviews conducted over the years, King Frederik has often hinted at his deep affection for his wife, even if the words were more veiled, the tone more formal. In a rare interview from 2013, he said, "Mary has given me stability. She is not only my wife, but my strongest support. She knows me better than anyone." But those words, tucked into the pages of a printed magazine, didn't carry the same weight as what unfolded this week. So why now? Some speculate the timing was intentional, subtle but symbolic. The Danish royal family is in a new era. After Queen Margrethe's abdication, King Frederik and Queen Mary stepped into the spotlight not just as monarchs, but as modernizers. This surprise declaration may have been King Frederik's way of signaling that their reign won't be defined solely by policies and protocol but by people, passion, and presence. He didn't just honor his wife. He humanized the crown. When Mary Donaldson first arrived in Copenhagen, she was unsure of her place. Danish culture is reserved, royal life, even more so. But Mary adapted. She studied Danish intensively. She learned the expectations, the history, the silent codes of the court. And she brought something new to it: warmth. Behind closed doors, staff describe her as gracious but sharp, approachable but professional. She insists her children have as normal a life as possible. She's been spotted doing school runs, sneaking into local cafes, and walking her dog like any Danish mother. But more than anything, Mary earned her crown not through inheritance, but effort. And in that moment of public affection, King Frederik validated something the Danish people have known for years. Mary is not just queen by title. She is queen by character. She didn't ask for the spotlight. But when it arrived, she stood in it with grace. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more upload.